What's up? How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday? Hello, Lotro. Loving the jokes. Hello, Mr. Andrew. How are you? Hope everybody's doing good on this fine Wednesday. I had some problems Saturday night. That's why I wasn't here for Gemma's replay. We had no power, no nothing. By the time it came on, it was a little bit before 11, and it just was done. We didn't have internet on top of that. And we didn't get internet back until it was probably 10:30, 11:15 Sunday night. So it sucked, but hey, it was a nice break from everything, I gotta say. Rock on, dude. You still off? Are you still at home, relaxing, being lazy? You were last night. It's always nice when you guys get to take a break. I know guys that are on the road constantly, but they live on the road. They basically live there. They don't have families or anything, so they just live on the road. Slamming the bacon around already. Excuse me. 1 second here. Today was yard day. I tried to do as much as I could before the rain came. And then just did a little running for Pop. It's getting to be a nightmare to do anything. This crazy weather. I work a little bit in, a little bit out. Try to get all of it done. I was hoping to have everything done before it got too late in the summer so I can enjoy some of the summer. But it's just not working out. If it ain't one thing, it's another. So did everybody have a good week? Did everybody enjoy Gemma's listeners encounters last night? I love listener encounters. It was always great. She didn't have much listener encounters. So folks, those who are listening, kind of hanging out in the background, you got a listener encounter, send it to Gemma. I'm going to have her do a bunch of mine because she's better at telling them than I am. I just have too many issues. So, well, hello there, Mr. Haywood. You know, I watch Moggs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. A lot of times I'm just in the background. How are you doing, good sir? Been fishing? We haven't had a chance to go out yet. Dad's been a little rough. I'm sure you were fishing today. Man, it poured here today for about an hour. So, yeah, good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. Hope the family's well. Watching Ballard on Amazon. It picks up where Bosch left off. Bosch characters have bit part. Oh, cool. I don't know that show. I like your A is an informal expression used to convey excitement, celebration, approval. Yep. A. So you've been hanging around with the Fonz. I'm gonna have to show some pictures of my dad when he was younger. He looked like a Fonzie wannabe. Thunderstorms kept us off the lake today. Oh, I bet you guys probably got. I mean, they were coming through here pretty good. And I know they're heading right for you guys. You're in Pennsylvania, right? So, yeah, you guys probably got everything we got. It's weird because I'm right in the middle of Ohio, pretty much, and it either goes over us or underneath us, but it always either goes that way because Gemma always says, when you tell me the weather, I know we're going to get it in a day or two. That's not always the case, though. But yeah, I can see that. Now, it stormed here real good for almost an hour. The hard rain maybe lasted 20 minutes, and then it just kind of rained and thundered and lightning a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't a bad day. I mean, I'm glad I got off to a start like I did this morning. I was trying to get as much I could outside done. It takes me forever sometimes to do the yard, even though it's not very big. My son whips it off in like 45 minutes, less than an hour sometimes. Me, not so much because I have to stop every so often because I get the Mambo vibrates and then I get the shaking real bad, so I have to stop and walk away a little bit and calm the tremors down. But I'll get it done. I enjoy cutting the grass. I always said I'll probably pass away going cutting grass. Seems to be a kind of a family thing. So yeah, this weather is crazy. I mean, we got slammed Saturday. I mean, we get storms here I'm right north of Columbus, and I'm in the suburb, and it's not really a suburb. We're still kind of there. I mean, I'm only 15, 20 minutes tops from OSU campus. Anyways, I mean, we get good storms, but we call the 270 outer belt around Columbus the bubble because as population has grown, that seems like storms go around us because there's constantly a flow of air with all people running around the 270s. So they usually go either north of us or south of us. But when they do come through, they're usually pretty good. I mean, we get rain and stuff and good snow and stuff. But, I mean, it's been decades since we've seen a tornado. I mean, they rarely get through the 270 belt. And every so often we get a good storm. Well, Saturday, man, I never, in all the time I've lived here all my life, I've never seen the winds I saw that day. I've never seen the rain that came down. I mean, if it was anything like hit Texas, I can only imagine 3 days of that. Or how many days that thing hung over them because it was crazy. I mean, they literally had, like I said, we got our power went out about 2:30, 3 o'clock Tuesday and finally came on. It was almost 11 o'clock, but we still had no internet or cable, which is not that big a deal. But I couldn't stream. We didn't have it it didn't come back on until almost 11 o'clock Sunday night. But the thing was, the power went back out on us Sunday night around 9 o'clock. And then when it came on, everything came on. So the only thing we can think of is when I talked to a representative from Spectrum, they said that they called it a devastating outing. So what it must have done was just trashed a bunch of lines and stuff. So they had to literally probably reboot the whole system, which was wild. But I can only imagine. I mean, if that's anything like what goes on around us, my heart goes out to all those people down in Texas anyways. But it just was, if that's any indication what they got, I feel for them. I've been through my share of tornadoes and stuff, but that was insane. I mean, there was so much water on the ground so fast. Have you ever seen The Rain? Yes, I've seen The Rain. It's a great song, too. You're not going to have it stuck in my head. If I'm gabbing, I don't have a partner. But that's all right. I just have fun here, anyways. Talk a little bit of everything. So, what's anybody got to. Now, when I'm thinking about it, hope everybody did catch Gemma's listener counter at 10 last night. If not, it's still on. Go check it out. It was not a bad one. She didn't have a whole lot of listener encounters, so she had to kind of look for stories, but still. And a lot of people don't want to be named, and that's cool. If you don't want your name on it, that's fine. If you've got a good one, send it to her. I'll put it's in the subscription, and I'll put the email, and oops, yeah, that's right. In the chat. Also, Friday, I don't know what's going on yet with oracles. I mean, she's on vacation, so we'll have to wait and see. She said some other things, but I'll let her let you guys know. I guess they're coming home tomorrow or Friday, so I believe tomorrow. But we'll know the scoop sometime tomorrow or Friday morning. I'm just letting her enjoy herself. She needed it. It looked like they were having a good time, so that's all that matters. But anything, like I said, anybody else got anything going? Now, I should be here this Saturday unless we have another. We're supposed to get more storms tomorrow, so I'm kind of real worried about that. But, and we're supposed to get some doozies tomorrow, too. Nothing really big. It seems that when they do pass us, they get worse as they go east. So I can see why you were off the lake. Because there were some big ones. I noticed the ones today where someone went straight and some of them head south. So that air current up there, forget it. There was a little bit of movement going on up there in some different directions. So I think it kind of split, but didn't look good. And I noticed that there was a big line of storms coming in from Indiana. I mean, this line of storms stretched all the way to Minnesota, all the way to almost Texas. And it was just a bow line. But I don't know if it will make it because of the dark. It got dark, but it's still very humid. So if it makes it here, it might just be rain. If it comes, if it doesn't fizzle out first, not the sun's down. But so I don't know what's going back to. I'm all over the place, which is typical. Friday, so I don't know what's going on Friday, so she'll let us know. I should be here for Saturday for Gemma's Replays 11. I've been just trying to get things caught up. While she's been gone, I've just been busy. Enjoying her time. Mine's next. I'm hoping to go somewhere from August. We'll have to wait and see. It all depends on money. Things are so tight right now. I think for everybody. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. So what else is going on, folks? Anything exciting? I haven't seen Edna for a while, so I hope she's doing okay. I know Vixen's a busy lady. I got to get a hold of her. I need to send Al. She'll probably pop in around 11 o'clock. I believe she's with Paranormal Portal. And you guys are here. So that's all that matters. Chris will probably pop in once in a while, sooner or later, if he's not watching already. I don't have a big crowd, but I enjoy you guys. Anything? No. See what else is going on. Not much. Other than that, I think when I do Gemma's Replays Saturday night, I'll probably I was debating if to let you guys pick, the kind of a topic, and then I see if I can find it. But there is a couple I want to show, so we'll just play it by ear like I always do. Usually I have something picked out by now, but I don't yet. Last Saturday kind of threw me off my track. So, anything else going on, folks? How's everybody doing out there? Andrew, did you say you were still on the road? Are you still home? Are you still relaxing? I didn't see all that. That's about it. Just talking to you guys. I don't know how long I'll last tonight. A couple of times we've been lasting a while, but 1:30, which is nice. I like that. But tomorrow's a work day, so I'm not worried too much. I had to be up early this morning, but I'm not going to rush up tomorrow. I got things I want to get done here and figure some things out. Trying to clean out the garage. Still have some work to do in the backyard, and then hopefully, other than cleaning off the porch and getting it prepped up for the fall, and Pop to be able to go out there and relax. Pop's works on lawnmowers, keep him busy and stuff. So he's got a couple lawnmowers he's working on. But the weather's been so nuts. I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of put some kind of cooling in the garage so he can work in the garage because he's got a table and stuff in the garage he could work too because we don't park in the garage. I wish I did this Saturday, but I'm glad I didn't because I could use a new car. Been very busy. When I finally came up for air, we'll make a trip to Ohio. Oh, you coming to Ohio? You going to the air show? Isn't that what you said? I know there's an air show coming up. They just had one. I believe they just had one, or there's one coming up. I'll have to go look. For Rickenbacker's going to have an air show this year, too. Now, somebody says they had them every year, but that's not true. Rickenbacker hadn't had an air show in years. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. The tickets are steep, man, now. But I get it. Got to pay for all that fuel for those jets to show off. So we used to go to Dayton's all the time back in the day. I'm just making sure nobody's popped in. And it's just four of us, which is fine. Always trying to keep count. I do that for personal reasons. Thought about visiting the museum. Yeah, right, Pat. Will depend on airfare. Oh, are you flying? See, I can't fly anymore. I'm not afraid of flying. If I could afford it, I'd fly. That's why I took a bus out to Kansas, and I actually enjoyed it. It was nice to sit back and relax and let somebody else drive. And actually, the bus was. Once we left Ohio, I had a seat to myself, and the bus thinned out as we crossed the couple states. And by the time I got to Kansas, there was only like five of us on the bus. It was nice. I was able to sprawl out and relax, kind of look out the windows for a change. Because if I take a road trip, I try to drive as much as possible. Because if I don't, I just sit in the chair and do this, and without realizing I'm doing it, then everybody starts yelling, "Yeah, you're moving the car." Though I do it too a little bit when I drive. So my foot neuropathy is too bad to do long trips driving. That sucks. See, I'd rather drive. Who is texting me? 1 second, my son just texted me. I'm sorry, guys. They gave us the first teaser to Mortal Kombat 2. Uncaged Fury. Ooh, I'm going to have to watch that. I play Mortal Kombat. I love my Mortal Kombat game. That and Doom. And, of course, Fortnite. Only because she plays. Well, I was playing before him. In fact, I turned them on to Fortnite. And I wish I had, because they're crazy. But they have blast. We actually won a few today, so that was kind of nice. She had a little time left while they were out running errands, and while they were on vacations, they're out running errands, and she stayed home, and we played for a little bit on the fort. It was kind of nice. It was nice to talk to her and see how she was doing on vacation. She having a good time. She sounded tired. Laying in that beach in that sun all day. Yeah, do that. Running around all night, playing at the boardwalk. But yeah, foot neuropathy sucks. I have a lot of feet problems. My feet I broke both feet. I broke both of my feet years ago during training. I mean, they're good and strong, but it does do something to the nerves. And I have neuropathy from the tremors and the Tourette's from shaking all the time. That it's caused a little issue. Getting the back and lower back and along the back of my legs. But it's not as bad as the other stuff, so I just live with it. But yeah, I got it. Anymore, I almost like to drive. I'd rather, if I could drive to Champaign, I would. But what I'd do in that case, because I'm actually thinking, if you can get in and get cozy with the people in some of these villages and prefers, I can never say the word, in some of these little cities and little towns, they all call them that because I can't, prefectures or whatever, I can't even get it out of my mouth. I'm looking at property. It's fairly cheap right now there. It's a lot cheaper than it is here. You can get a nice chunk of land, nice house. Only problem is some of these houses they have to, in Japan, they tell you that if the house has had an accident or somebody's moved on to the next life by themselves. But they have to enclose that. And some of these houses, they believe in spooks and stuff like that there. So they have to tell you if the house is haunted and stuff. But there's some excellent buys. They even have some of the realtors there will have priests come in or monks come in and clean your house. Doesn't always work, though we all know that. Depends on how bad the situation is. But yeah, some of these homes are beautiful, and some of them you need to work, but it'd be worth it. I'd love it if I knew Dad was going to live, hang around long. I'd take him with me. I'd have to bring him back here to put him next to Mom, but I don't mind that. He loved Japan too when he was there, so I got my book. I don't know if any of you guys saw the book I got. My brother got me a Japanese book on folklore and tales, which is really good. I'm working on it on the second time. I want to make sure I pronunciate names right because the little Japanese I know now I can barely speak because of my talking ability, which really sucks. So I'm really rethinking the taking Japanese again and see if I can finagle it with this old mouth of mine because I don't know if I can. Ohio to Ohio. Who's we got Gozuma. Yeah, I can't even say things right anymore. It sucks. You knew Japanese, Latro? What languages do you speak? I know a person that speaks 7 languages. It's crazy because he could literally go right from one language to another without a skip. It's amazing. Translation, good morning. Okay. That's probably right. And I forgot a lot of it too. It's sad. Well, because it got so hard to speak for me, I kind of lost that in my head. So I'm really thinking about it again. Plus, I learned to talk it and read it a little bit, but I would really I have a cousin. She's only a cousin by law because my mom was adopted. She works for Honda here in Ohio, but she used to live in Japan. In fact, that's where I went to visit her and her sister. Um, her dad worked for a big trucking. They made trucks. They made construction vehicles and designed construction vehicles for certain jobs and stuff. And so she literally grew up in Japan. And it was, yeah, they lived outside of Osaka, I believe, if I remember right. I was in the part of Tokyo called Shinjuku in Osaka. Yeah, they lived outside of Osaka, if I remember right in that area. Tokyo, I love Tokyo. But again, it's city. It's going outside the city. That's cool. It's going around in the little villages and stuff and little towns. Oh, I love them. And Mount Fuji was so cool to see in real time. So many times I've seen Godzilla walk by it. Every time I walked around that town, I kept seeing Godzilla. There's Godzilla. And then it took me down and showed me Godzilla. Tokyo, that was great. Wander around Toho Studios. So you were there about where my dad was at, and he was there for a little bit in Shinjuku in the Marines, and then they were stationed along one of the ocean side, somewhere on the southern tip, I guess. I saw Mount Fuji out the window of a 747. It's a big mountain. It's cooler when you stand at the foot of it. When I went to I can't say the forest, the American term, and I can't even pronounce the Japanese anymore for it, but off themselves forest is quite a creepy place. Very creepy. In fact, my cousins wouldn't go in. I walked in, I started walking, and I got about, I don't know, good 5 miles in, and I heard him yelling, "Where are you? Where are you going to come back out?" And I said, "I'm coming." And then I got yelled at for talking too loud, so I left. So I came back out. I didn't go in far. It's creepy, and you can feel it in that forest. It's a very heavy, heavy feeling, and I'd like to have gone back at night, at least stand around the edge of it. Could I imagine? I can only imagine. Then I kind of thought maybe it wouldn't be a good idea for me to stand out there because God only knows what I'd see. But yeah, yeah, my cousins, they wouldn't even go near it. When we got there, they go, "You sure you want to do this?" I go, "Yeah." They when we got to this one path. But we'll wait here. You can go as far. Don't go too far, please. So I didn't go too far, but I know I went in a ways, and it's a pretty big forest. There's a lot more there than people realize. Then it's a giant volcano, and it's always active, I believe. It's still active, from what I understand. Right? If I remember right. I mean, it hasn't like blown its top, or did it? You know, it's capped. I believe it capped itself. But you know what I mean. If that thing ever goes off, man, it's not going to be good. I don't know what they count. I don't think they category as category it as a super volcano like the one in Yellowstone. That thing's massive. I don't think people realize how big that volcano is, and if it goes, woo-wee, it's gonna stir up things that you don't even imagine. And that's another one. It's locked ready. It's like the vault, Sandura's vault. It's locked and ready to go. So is Yellowstone. It's just, oh, it's going to be a couple more 100,000 years. It can actually go off anytime it wants. They don't tell you that. Hold on. But yeah. What was your favorite place, Latro? Would you like to go? Where was your favorite place to go there? Or did you get not to get travel a whole lot? Dad said they were pretty limited. They did get around, but they were kind of limited what they got to do with the station there. But he said he made his runs around the area. So he loved the people. He's like me. He loves the culture. Personally, I think that's where I lived one of my past lives because I have a lot of dreams about Japan, especially during the feudal area, the Shogun era. I'd, I'd have these vivid, I still have vivid nightmares of bloody. Quiet night. I figured it'd be kind of quiet tonight. They would be still reeling from these storms and are coming in and people. So, are you still getting rain down there, Latra? Tokyo is a massive city. Yes, it is. Culture shock. Wish I could have communicated better. Yeah, that was my problem because if I wasn't with my cousin, I couldn't say a whole lot. Really, I couldn't say anything. And some of those people, they don't. If you can't speak their language, and this is anywhere, they kind of don't want to deal with you. But I found most people when I was stuck by myself were pretty helpful and very understanding. And if they couldn't speak English, they found somebody that spoke English, which was amazing. But usually, most of the time, my cousins were with me. They were pretty cool. I liked my cousins. I haven't seen them in a few years. Yeah, I heard about that. I've been watching it, the one down by Florida and the Gulf, the American Gulf. Stir up trouble there. Anyways, the Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it looks like it's starting to try to do something. They said if it stays out there too long, it will probably might be a low grade hurricane right now it looks like a pretty massive tropical storm. So anybody gets anything now and comes back up hard now, it's going to get a ton of rain. A ton of rain. That worries me too. Some of you places down south, man, you've had too much rain. Don't take much to get the flood waters going again. But let's see what it's doing now. It was cruising pretty good when I last looked. I'm going to look now. Let's see what we got. Targeting Louisiana and Houston again. Well, poor Louisiana, man. But see, Houston has had its share of trouble too. This is why I won't live too close to the ocean. I love the ocean. Don't get me wrong. I won't go out in the deep ocean, only because I know what might lurk around down there that scares me. But living along oceanfront property is scary. You never know when the weather gets crazy. You don't know. You gotta be prepared. But it takes a certain type of person. I think, just like it does to live in the desert or live in the forest. You got to be that person. I mean, I could live by the ocean easily, but well, it looks like I'm looking at the radar. It's not letting me do anything. Come on, there we go. Stop. Supposed to be ad free. Nope. They still sneak an ad in every time. Okay. Well, it looks like Gemma might be leaving on vacation soon because there's a big storm heading for them right now. A lot of rain. Probably be there tonight in the morning. And then they got more. Pennsylvania's getting some good storms around Pittsburgh right now. And some nice juicy ones around Wilmington and above Allentown. Friendly weather report. Back when Hurricane Andrew was headed straight for Me in Florida, the TG, that turned. Yeah, you got lucky. That one turned. Let's see. We got all our rain right now is down around Huntington, along the Ohio River. Let's see what's going down here in the Gulf. You're going to give me a reading? Oh, it's already on, Louise. It's on New Orleans right now. Come on, finish load, dude. Oh, yeah, it is definitely on New Orleans now. Yeah, they're getting hit right now with a good storm. It's right over New Orleans. The center of it's pretty much right over New Orleans. They're getting a ton of rain. Is it spinning? No, but it came in as a glob. Now it's kind of like shaped like Africa or it looks more like shaped like South America, but it's a big chunk of rain. Now, if it comes back out on the ocean and hangs around before it comes back in around Houston, ooh, that might be good. It may not be good at all because it is it's moving across the coastline, but it could actually. It looks like it's trying to head back out to the ocean, to the Gulf. I'll have to keep an eye on that one. That could get interesting. I didn't know it hit already. That's a nice tropical storm. Those are not good either because I bet that baby's catching some wind and it's a lot of water. Come on, chime in. I need to go. Hey, if you got to go to work, Latra, go ahead and go to work. You don't have to keep me company, buddy. You got things to do, go do it. I'm good. Nobody else shows up or talks. I'll just call an early night, no big deal. Gemma's on vacation anyways. I'll just go back to fiddling around the house and working a little bit around the house before I get sleepy, so it doesn't matter. I'm okay, buddy. I gotta get to work soon. So you don't feel like you have to talk to me. What you do now? You're good, man. You got work to do. Go do it, man. I know you're at a couple hours behind me? Anyways, you gotta get some stuff done before it gets too late. Go do it. Go eat. Do your thing, man. All good. I don't even know how many people's in here. Oh, 4 of us still. That's all right. If worst comes to worst, I'll throw on one of Gemma's I'll go ahead and do one of Gemma's videos and just kind of hang out and watch that. And whoever comes in and starts talking, that's fine with me. I'll do 2 nights of Gemma's replays. I want to tell stories, but I don't get a big enough crowd to make it worth it, especially with the issues I have. I want to be worth it. Just running the keyboard. Glad you are doing well, Ghost. I'm doing pretty good. Got 2 PCs in upgrade status. Oh, there you go. I need to do mine. Needs clean too. So I got to clean it, and then I'm going to go and see what I want to I need to put some more fans on it. So I do a lot of, and get some more memory for it. Like I said, I still do research. A lot of it's just for me now. I don't do it as much for anybody else unless it's a topic that I might enjoy checking out. I retired from doing other people's research last January, and I'm kind of glad I did. I've still done a few things to make a little extra bucks, but it was getting crazy, some of the stuff that I was looking into. So it gets a little to your head going up and down those rabbit holes, especially strange and scary ones. So. But I'm all about getting the truth out there. If I can't do it myself, I know there's people out there that do it. So. But yeah, I need to upgrade mine a little bit and put a couple new fans on it. I want to add 2 new fans on it. I don't have a gaming system or anything like that. Mine's all for research. I do want to get me a nice little graphics program or something so I can learn editing and doing graphics and stuff. I thought that'd be fun too. My eBay account still works. I mostly use Amazon now. I haven't used eBay in years. Amazon. Though there was some couple things on Facebook Marketplace I was interested that was supposed to be local, but I have my issues about that too because I've heard so many horror stories. That and eBay's. Now, when eBay started, man, there were all kinds of crazy stories, but you could also get some good stuff. But I haven't looked at eBay for like ever. And I only get on Amazon when I'm really in need of something and I need to get it without having to go too far. Because sometimes it's hard, even though I'm living in a pretty populated area. There's still some things that are hard to find. I can find pretty easily on Amazon. So. But yeah, actually, I'd like to get. I wish they would have kept my other computer. In the fire, I kept my one computer. They blew up, and I kind of wish I kept it. And I had it, but when they cleaned out the house for the fire, they couldn't do anything with it. And when we got all our stuff back, I noticed I didn't get it back. I didn't get the box back, the tower back. And I asked why, and they go, "Oh, we just figured it was no good. We just threw it away." And I'm like, "Dude, I could have rebuilt a new computer with at least something simple so I could run two computers. I used to run two computers." But I gotta admit, the new one, man, does his job. And the other computer I run off is an old laptop. I do all my scary internet looking for because it's all decked out with everything I need to go crawling around the dark web if I need to go pull research or get stuff. I don't download anything off the dark web or deep web, whatever you want to call it. Everybody says it differently. All I can tell you, it's not as scary as everybody says it is, unless you go looking for the scary. And I'll stick by that. Heck, I found a cookbook on there just for like meatloaf and stuff like that. It was pretty wild. You'd be surprised, really, at the fun stuff you find on there. But everybody makes it sound like a deep, dark scare. Actually, a lot of journalists uses that to get bypass their firewalls and stuff. Where they're at, where there's a little more censorship. Amazon speed of shipment is mind-boggling. I had a coffee show up in 2 hours. Really? What? Like a ground coffee or um? I've had my moments with Amazon, but I haven't had really any real big issues. And if I had a couple, and the couple I did have, and I don't want to say they're big issues because they fixed them. Gemma, she'll tell you, she fights with them all the time. Man, they just, I don't know. Some people have good luck with them. Some people do really good with them and fine. Now, it's funny, I'm laughing now because all these people that did Timu and getting all that cheap stuff is now finding out that it's not cheap, and it's cheap, and stuff is still cheap. It's cheap products, but it's not cheap anymore. Now they're charging them for everything because of the tariffs. That's another one. China's really good about stealing people's copyrights. So now China's going to come knocking at my door. I've never used it. Gemma loves it. Now, I got to admit, Gemma's gotten some really nice, cool stuff and sent me some cool stuff from them. But I've heard it's like that calendar she was showing in her shorts where St. Patty's Day was in the middle of July 4th or something. And was it President Day or something it's all that they had the holidays all screwed up. But that's some of the teaming products. But like I said, she's also gotten stuff that turned out really nice, really cool. She says the clothes weren't really that bad. The only problem is you got to wash it. You got to wash some of that stuff. Is that synthetic stuff, and some people are allergic to that stuff. So you got to be careful and make sure you wash it and check it. But I have never ordered from them. I noticed though that people are now complaining because the orders take a little bit longer to get to them. But I also will say that Timu, from what she says, man, you have a problem, man. They fix it. And they give you a ton of credit if they have a screw up and stuff. Oh yeah, and the poisonous paints. And China's real, but I hate to say that China's real bad about that stuff. They don't care. They don't. Just two guys I watched that were lived in China for a very long time, and I love watching these guys because they're really trying to call them out because people buy into their propaganda. And I kind of tell it's like I tell Dad finally learned. I made him sit down and watch a few of their channels. So they're not as good and as powerful as everybody thinks they are. They just come off. That's just their propaganda so good. But yeah, they like to focus on their military, and that's scary. And they want the whole world. They're trying to find a way. It's like they were telling. There was an article I saw come out of China where they were saying that America really belongs to them because the indigenous people that lived here were really Chinese. And I'm like, what? What? It cracked me up. And I read this article like 3 times. I'm like, there's no way you can. I mean, come on. Nah, it cracks me up. And it was an interesting article, but they do that stuff, and it cracks me up. They were trying to claim something else should belong to them too. And it's like they're trying to sneak their way into India now and a couple of the other countries. They pretty much own North Korea, even at the top. They let the crazies run that place. That's my personal opinion, so folks. But Dad by Korea, he'll tell you. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody. Hello, folks, coming in and going. Make sure you hit that like too, please. That's always a big help if you just popping in and out. Yeah, I'll tell you what. China has all kinds of bad weather. Their economy's horrible right now. In fact, I watched a video of a guy throwing a fit on the bus because he got fired from his job. It was crazy. I mean, he was throwing a fit. And there's cameras everywhere. I had a friend to go, and he said that when he went to visit, he said he felt like he was being watched everywhere he went. They only and they tell you can come visit China and do whatever you want, but no. It's like going to Korea. They pretty much keep a pretty tight rein on you and know where you're at all the time. Hey, Michigan, or if you Wayne, Michelle, is that both of you? Or just one of you? We're just hanging out. It's a quiet night. I've been busy. I had to watch your show, your replay, and your other off night. I call it the off nights when you do nights that are not Sunday nights. I gotta go back and finish watching that. But hello, I hope you folks are good. I hope you enjoyed your time away. Hope you had a good birthday too. Because I don't know which one you are, unless it's both of you. You guys getting amped back up for school? Ha ha. I know it's only July, but they're coming fast. They got school supplies out already. Here. Yeah. Good to see you. I'm glad you stopped in. Like I said, it's a quiet night. It might be an early night for me. Sometimes it's crazy here, and 5 or 6 people can get this chat going. Sometimes it's just quiet. Everybody's just kind of chill, which is fine too. I always wait till 11 anyways, because sometimes I get busy at 11. People come in. Other than that, just to hang out. Just to hang out. I don't talking. Well, I was trying to do that one time, but I sometimes have trouble telling my own stories because of my speech or because of my ability to talk. But I may go back to doing it. I'm gonna send a bunch of Gemmas. She did another listeners encounters yesterday, so and she does tell them so much better, and she corrects all the grammar and all that stuff. So I think I'll send her a couple more so she can do some more because I love the listener encounters. With the AI effects, UFO exploration has lost its luster. Yes, in fact, a lot of it is. Those Bigfoot videos that you see now. Hello, Juan. How you doing? Well, thank you. Gemma appreciates that. Let's get the party started. Oh, bless you. Yeah, they'll come in. They'll come rolling in. What time is it? I haven't paying attention to time. Oh, it's only 10 minutes still. Yeah, let's get the party going. I don't drink, but I'll take I do have a drink once in a while. A Long Island iced tea sounds good. It's been a busy day. I think I earned one of those. We're partying. I got my mangoes and peaches. There you go. I don't do mangoes or peaches. That's the only thing. No, I don't mind a peach once in a while. I have to watch certain fruits because of acids, because of the medication I take. I really bummed out because I even have to watch drinking orange juice. Fruit punch. I love fruit punch, and if it's made with real fruit, I got to be careful. Can't do pineapple. I like pineapple. I'm just not allowed to do it anymore. Well, we'll wait till that later, okay, everyone? So just tone it down. Peach cobbler. Oh my! Now you're up my dad's. Now you're right up my dad's alley. Peach cobbler. Made her get his mouth raw in her. He cried when Vixen sent those. They were cherry or strawberry rhubarb pies, and they both came molded. They didn't. On top of that, they were like almost weeks late, and he stood over those things and cried. I want to be so bad. I said, Dad, if you eat a piece, it's going to kill you. It's going to make you boo boo. Okay. Yeah, I see. I don't mind a stiff drink once in a while. I was never a big drinker, anyways. Didn't mind the beer. I figured I'd drink all the beer when I was younger. I don't need it anymore. And if I drink beer, it's usually a dark or an amber beer. I cannot do oranges. See, I love orange juice, but I have to watch because of the acid reflux. But there are other fruits that have other chemicals in that mess with certain medications of mine, like pineapple and stuff. And I can never get into coconut. For some reason, me and coconut don't work. That's like mushrooms. I love the smell of mushroom. I just don't like the taste of coconut. I love the smell of mushrooms and everything when they're cooking and sauteing. But every time I eat them, I get sick. Every time. And I still keep trying because the mushrooms are very beneficial. I love pineapple with cayenne pepper. Ooh. See, I can't have that. No pineapple. No grapefruit. I used to love to have a big, huge half of grapefruit in the morning with a little bit of sugar on top. Not allowed anymore. Oh, you get sick with oranges? Might be the acids. Now, I still drink orange juice, but I have to be real careful. Nope, cannot do the grapefruit. Yeah, I'm not a grapefruit person. Thank you so much, Wayne, Michelle. Appreciate it a lot. Gemma that will go straight to Gemma. So thank you so, so much. What you guys have any good topics coming up? Anything special coming up this weekend? You can promote it on here. Feel free to. Would love to know if you got anything. I know I got on. I've been working all day, so I really didn't get to look at YouTube since I sat down before stream. I was just fiddling around with stream, trying to pick a background and stuff like that. Kind of relax a little bit. We are working on some stuff, but we're going to a family reunion this weekend in Kentucky. Oh, fun. Just watch the weather. It's supposed to be crazy down this way. So just watch your weather. Are you flying or driving? Either way, just be careful because the weather is supposed to be pretty crazy this weekend down here. So this coming weekend. So just keep your eyes peeled. Driving, yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. Keep your finger on the weather button because I know we're supposed to get some pretty good storms from where I live. I mean, I'm in Ohio. I'm in Central Ohio. We don't get it that bad. We got it Saturday, like wicked. You guys have been getting dumped on. What now for almost a week off and on? You guys have been getting a pretty good stream of weather. So, no, I'm in Ohio, but a lot of the weather that's coming through this weekend will be spreading from the Midwest through Ohio and Kentucky. So you'll see some pretty, you might see some storms on your way down or while you're down there. So just be aware. No, I'm in Central. I live in Columbus. Well, actually, I live in Worthington, just north of Columbus. I'm 20 minutes away. Well, actually, about 15 minutes away from campus, OSU campus. I'm in the first capital. I live in the first capital of Ohio, which was Worthington. Then it was Chillicothe. Then it was something else. And then it was Chillicothe again. But Worthington was actually the first capital of Ohio. A lot of people don't know that. We're staying in Columbus tomorrow night, going to Sire to Downs. Have fun. Used to spend many a day. If you know football, you know Art Schlichter. Played for the Buckeyes. We used to gamble with the guy down there at Sire to Downs. So you have a fun time. I think you've been there before. Buckeyes, yeah. I'm not a Buckeye fan. I'm pretty sad I lived here all my life. My son's a Michigan fan, so I'm not much of I love college sports. I kind of keep up with them. I used to love the NFL, still kind of do. I'm a Brownie by heart. We've been on to Olive Hill. Wow, a bunch. We stop on the way to visit family in Kentucky. Oh, there you go. At least a couple times a year. Good old Sire Downs. If you're on your way down, you stop at the Hollywood Casino there on the west side. Just enjoy yourself there too. I heard it's real nice. I've been in there. I played. It's a nice place, but the area's kind of rough. They're trying to fix it up now, clean it up. But yeah, I've spent many a times at Sire to Downs. Now I haven't been in a couple of years, but I heard they really made it nice. So I may have to go back. Always liked it better than the other Derby track. There's one in Dublin too, in Delaware, where they hold the brown jug. I met Josh Allen in California after they lost. That's it's always really good to meet somebody after they lose. The Wolverines, yeah, my son's a Michigan fan, which I have no problem with. One of my best friends in the day was a trainer for Earl Bruce, and yeah. Last time we were at Sire Downs, it was pretty nice, but all the food places were closed, hoping for better tomorrow. Really? They were closed? Wow. Well, when we came back from Chillicothe for my dad's sister's funeral. We passed by the place. It looked like it was hopping pretty good, so maybe they got everything up and running again. I didn't know they might have been. Were they doing work? It looked like when we went by, they were doing work on, doing work. So it's always been a nice place. I mean, it's always been a decent place. We always had a good time there. I met his dad the first rolled up in his car. His dad goes to know who that is. I go, your son. And I go, geez, I know who that is. Yeah, some of these guys. When they had the big tattoo scandal at OSU, my daughter's boyfriend was a part of that. He was one of the tattoo artists. I had a bunch of shirts signed by players and stuff I gave to my friend. I didn't want to hold on to it. I wasn't a Buckeye fan. It didn't mean a lot to me, but I had all kinds of stuff. He literally gave me all kinds of stuff because here, take this stuff. No, they were just closed. It may have been a Sunday. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Because I know some of them did close when we were down. But like I said, it's been years. I think the last time I was at Scioto Downs to actually go to Scioto Downs was probably 2002, 2003. My ex had a dad who ran a horse. So, yeah. And that's probably the only time last time I've been down. In fact, it probably was the last time I was there. So I couldn't tell you. There wasn't much when I went. So I don't know how long you guys have been going. You've probably been going a lot. Well, there's a big chance if you were going for all these years, you probably bundled into me around there. I doubt it. Because my heaviest time going there was probably between 78, 79, and 84, 85. And then we picked up again with a bunch of buddies before I met my wife, my ex. We used to go all the time, every other weekend. And we were amazed by the people we bump into. A lot of football players from OSU. And we just went on a Saturday, Friday night and Saturday. We'd go down Friday night and then come back. Well, just come back home and then go back down Saturday morning. Spend the day down there. But as soon as they opened, my first girl went to OSU, but I have to rep my best friends with Team Michigan. We get the World Cup next year here. I'm super excited. There you go. There you go. So you guys going to be back Sunday? So I take it there may not even be a show Sunday. You're going to be out having fun. And Gemma's on vacation. She will be back, I think, tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure it's what she said, Thursday. I'm hoping because they got some good storms, so they probably leaving at the right time. Because when I just checked the weather, they got big storms heading right for them. And you guys, like I said, you guys have been getting weather all week long for like a while now. It's been streaming right up there. Now, how far up north do you guys in Michigan? I know you said once before we have been getting just dry weather and up and down mid 90s. Man, we got slammed with a nice little storm today, but nothing like it was Saturday. That storm Saturday just freaked me out. I never seen a storm come through where I lived here. And I grew up in this house and in this town. That was probably one of the worst storms I've seen in a long time. Though back, it was about 2008 or so, we had a good storm come through here and knock all the power out for like 3 weeks. Oh, you're in West Virginia? We're about 25 miles north of Toledo. We go watch the Mudheads. Oh, okay. Because I've actually seen the Mudheads play. I had a friend that lived over the block beside us, and through elementary school and middle school, they used to go up to Kalamazoo, and they had a cabin they shared with friends, and they'd take turns every other summer or something. I don't know how it works, but anyways, I would go up with them. They'd go up for like a week. It was fun. I liked it. It was on the lake, kind of. But yeah, but we saw the Mudheads play here, and then the Clippers actually did real good one year, so I think we saw them up there. That was a while ago. Baseball, yes, baseball. Oh, Neil Mel's Hole. Oh, wow. I know what you're talking about. The rain and the humidity here has been off the charts. Yeah, I was gonna say, but you got a good thing coming. I believe toward the end of the week, probably just about time you leave, your temperatures the next couple of days are supposed to drop. Michigan up, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, and some of that, all that northern Dakotas, all supposed to be like in the low 70s. I mean, you guys are supposed to even have low 40 nights, so you got to actually have some nice, comfortable days. We're supposed to stay in the mid 80s. I think they said we're going to have a cool day Friday, which would probably be low 80s because the humidity here has been, well, we have always had bad humidity, but it's been like off the charts. But the big problem here has been the air quality, which is unusual. Our air quality alerts are not, I wouldn't say they're rare, but I mean, we have air warnings where, hey, you might want to limit your time. But lately, it's like, if you don't need to go outside, don't go outside. I was out there cutting grass and working this morning. It was like, holy crap. And the sun is like, but I mean, once that wind blew, you felt great. But if you were in that direct sunlight before, when it was breaking free, you felt the sun. So yeah, and it's been real bad everywhere in the central. I call us the central and northern central. As the humidity has been just off the chart. It's all that moisture being sucked up from the Gulf. That's the way these air currents are going. We'll see. They get stuff with the weather here wrong. Oh yeah, I don't even watch local news anymore when it comes to weather. Sometimes I'll turn it in, like if there's tornado warnings and stuff. But I have satellites. I'm tapped into satellites and all the good stuff here on my computer. I'm just not very good at talking. One of the things, I wanted to be many things growing up, and one of them was actually a weatherman. But with my learning disability and Tourette's, it was just too hard to go through all that schooling. But I keep up on it, keep close on it. But I'm also from farmers too, so people live out in work out in the environment all the time. So I played shortstop. I was catcher. When I played baseball, I was catcher and outfield. I played center field and right field, but I was usually playing catcher. But yeah, I don't. They'd never. Well, logically speaking, you literally cannot predict the weather. You can almost get a decent weather report for 3 days, but you're kind of pushing after 3 days. They give you a week idea, but it never ended. Well, there's Miss Vixen. How you doing, Miss Vixen? I'm going to be reaching out to you soon. That is actually painting you one too. So he's going to paint you a special picture. I think he's doing a lighthouse. So he asked me to wait to send anything because he wants to paint one himself. He was going to give you a couple that he's already done, and then he wants to paint one. And then we're going to ship it off to you probably at the beginning of the month if he gets it done. Sound good to you, dear? And I hope you're well, and thank you for the bacon. Because that really bummed him out about those pies. He felt so bad about that, Vixen. So what I'll do is I'll keep you informed, and I will definitely let you know the day I send it, and as soon as I get a tracking number, and I'll give you the tracking number too, because I'll probably send it UPS. There'll probably be 2 or 3 in there. What you do with them is your will. He just wanted to sell them to me because he felt so bad about what happened. I mean, he sent 2 pies and they screwed both of them up. And he just felt bad for you. I mean, my brother Mike tried to find out what happened. He says, now you know why we left the post office. But he thanks you for the effort. And we enjoyed the other little snacks you sent in the last box. Everything's gone. Everything got eaten. Me and him chowed down the original Boston beans, and Giles took off with the gummies, and I'm still using the maple brown sugar mix that you sent. Oh, that stuff is great on toast in my hot cereal. I love that stuff. I may have to have you send me another one. I'll pay for that one. You folks have a good night too. Have a good week. Have a safe trip this weekend. Enjoy your time at Sire to Downs. Maybe if I have free time and you guys are down there, give me a shout. Maybe I'll come down and check it out with you guys. Nah, you don't want me around. Go have fun. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your family. Maybe we'll see you Sunday night. Hopefully I'll be here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the tip, and I'll make sure Gemma gets it. Thank you for stopping in. It's always a pleasure when you guys are around, even if I'm just being me. So thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. You're good folks. You guys have a wonderful night, okay? Get some sleep. Get some rest. Much love to you. And thank you again for stopping by. It does mean a lot. I'm sure Gemma's probably watching. She's on vacation. She might be out, man. When I talked to her earlier, she sounded pretty pooped. I said, I'm done with vacation. I said, I don't know how you've done nothing but lay around on the beach. But that wears you out too. We're chasing RJ around. Everything. Looked like they had a good time. So that's good. So enjoy your time, folks. Have a wonderful one. See you on the flip side, as I always say. And please have a safe trip and watch that weather. Because it's going to get crazy. I have a funny feeling we're going to have a crazy week. At least here, Kentucky and Tennessee is probably going to see some good weather. And Indiana. Looks like they're getting slammed right now when I last looked. Still getting tons of rain. So, Vixen, how are you doing tonight? How's life been? I kind of missed Saturday because we lost our power. We lost power. We got hit with one hell of a storm Saturday about 2 o'clock, and it lasted, and that wind was crazy. I think they clocked some of the winds at like 65 to almost 70 knots. It came through here. So we didn't have no power, so I couldn't stream. And even when the power came on right before 11, it was a little bit before 11 when the power came on. We had no internet and no cable, so I couldn't stream at all, period, if I wanted to, even though I had power, which kind of bummed me out because I was just going to go ahead and just pop on. and we didn't get that back. And then we lost power again. And then we got it back, and it was on all day Sunday. And about 9 o'clock, the power went off, and we still had, at that time, we still had no internet or cable. And then finally, everything came on just a little bit about the same time it came on the night before, around quarter to 11 o'clock. Everything came on. And I could have heard my son dancing upstairs, like, I can play games now. I had 2 packages come through Belfast. They sent, oh, you told me about that. They get sent off to parts unknown. One got sent off to New Hampshire. Yeah, you told me about that one. And it had to cycle back through Maine. Yeah, you were telling us about that the last time you were here. Did you get them finally? That's messed up. See, I just don't get it anymore. And even I'm kind of I'll still stack by UPS and FedEx. So far, everything I've sent to them has gotten where I've wanted it within reasonable time. Though Dad has we've ordered Dad cigars through one place sometimes, and they usually get here within 3 days because it comes out of Pennsylvania. The cigar place is out of Pennsylvania, and it took like 5 days. I paid for UPS truck, land, so they usually guarantee within 3 to 4 days. It was like 7 days. I'm like, where's my dad's cigars? And UPS. But there was also a lot of crazy weather going on, I found out, so I couldn't give them too much of a hard time. I slept through everything last weekend. I have my times. I wish I could sleep through everything like that. But that's all right. I understand when people need to rest. It's like me. When I can actually sleep, nobody bothers me here. They let me sleep. So, yeah, if you slept, you needed it. You got everything eventually. I hate when they do that. And then you're all freaking out, and then the people that sent it to you is all freaking out. Well, I'm glad you got your stuff. And we'll have ours we'll be sending ours, like I said, probably at the beginning of next month. He was down there working on it a little bit today. He was working on it yesterday. So hopefully he'll finish it here soon. If he doesn't send it, I'm going to still send the 2 he's got you. And then you may get another one later on because I'm going to make him finish it. Because when he paints, he seems to be quite at peace. So I try to get him to paint as much as possible. Either that or when he's working on his lawnmowers, but it's been too hot outside and too nasty outside for him to be out there working. And he won't let me bring the lawnmowers down to the basement to work on. So, but yeah, we'll get you taken care of. He felt so bad for that. So, you having a good week since you slept? Do you feel rested and you get a lot done so far this week? I think if you slept the whole weekend, if you slept through all last weekend, you must have been a busy woman last week, the week before. But you always seem like you got something up. That's good. I'm trying to get him more active. But there's some of these places that he wants to go check out. He goes in, he's like, no, but I don't want no part of this. Though we do like to go when I take him to the vets, he'll sit and I notice he really is comfortable there, but he won't stay long. We take him over to the vet's hospital because they have like a hangout place where they all hang out and talk and stuff. It's cool to listen to the stories. It's fun the way they pick on each other too, the way the services pick on each other. It's quite a hoot. What time we got? Yeah, I need to email Al too. She sent me a nice letter and a couple links to some channels, so I want to check those out. I haven't talked to. Last time I had a communication with was in Facebook. She left or TikTok. She left a comment, but I hope she's doing okay and doing well. I know she was having a lot of problem with pain and stuff, so I really do hope she's well. And I'm glad you showed up, Vixen. When I don't see my women for a while, I do get a little worried. Make sure you guys are okay, because I guarantee you, I'll probably text. Well, I don't know if I'll bug Anna because I know she's got a lot going on. But you probably would have heard from me at Vixen. A couple other people probably hear from me. Mike Roberts was actually in here last Friday, which was nice. I'm working on cleaning out my storage unit. Going to be having yard sales all season. Got Rian Fair coming up and a big Scottish festival in August. Sounds like fun. I'll have to take Dad. You mentioned yard sales and garage sales, and that man is out that door. That's when he moves the fastest, so he can bring home more lawnmowers and stuff. Anything he can find. He's not a hoarder, but he's on that verge at moments. I think he likes to because we go a lot of times. He goes looking. He's like me. I like to go those things and look for comic books and toys and stuff. He does the same thing. Comic books. He collects cars. You know, the model cars and stuff. Not models, but you know what I'm talking about, like die-cast cars and stuff. So he likes to go to yard sales and stuff. Plus, he loves antiques. He always has. So he'll fix them up. If something's wrong with it, he'll fix it and give it away to somebody. Find somebody that will fit, as he puts it. It sounds like you have some fun in August, though. Never been to the Renaissance Fair here. It's all right, but from what I heard last year, somebody says it turned out to be more like a cosplay, more than like a Renaissance play. That they had people were showing up dressed as fairies and anime characters. I'm like, really? Because yeah, it was weird. But he said it was all right. I mean, he still had fun, but he said it was kind of weird too. It was like they were trying to turn it into uh, Dungeons and Dragons or World of Warcraft or something, which kind of makes sense because that's all kind of like Renaissance stuff. But yeah, I think he said he went last year. And he said he was a little concerned because some of the people that showed up seemed a little too playful, and some of the families that come to those things didn't seem to care for it much. But I would like to go this year. They usually have one in the fall. I know there's one going on now somewhere down. Chris is not here. He usually knows all that stuff. I have to look it up. Usually the guys I go with and the people I go with are all scattered about now. But they're always fun. The Scottish Festival. I've never been to a Scottish Festival. Now that sounds like a blast. That might be pretty good. We have an Asian festival down here in Columbus. Now that's always really good. And let's see what else. And they have the Italian festival, which is usually really good too. It's a lot of food. A lot of food. So you got plans this weekend? I will be here Saturday night. As long as I don't lose powers during the storms that are supposed to be here this weekend. They're saying the storms we get this weekend are supposed to be just like storms we got last weekend. There were all kinds of storms that went by us last weekend, but when that one came through, like I said, I hadn't seen anything like that. I don't think ever here. I think this is really the first time I've seen a storm come through here that was probably looked and felt like a tornado, but it wasn't. Oh, excuse me. But I'll tell you what, if you didn't know anybody, you thought a tornado whipped through here. I mean, we took damage here. There was stuff down everywhere, but you go across the main drag and go east, just on across the main drag, High Street. And our neighborhood does where I live kind of goes like this, so we're kind of like at the bottom. It kind of goes down. So when you head east, you kind of go up before you kind of level off. All the neighborhood that's across the main drag, they're all kind of an angle going up. Man, they got trash. It was huge. I mean, some old trees ripped out. I know there were trees in these neighborhoods. Probably been here before the Indians. Probably dinosaurs probably walked by those trees. We had a tree right over here that they finally cut down. It would literally take 4 people to put, maybe 5, to touch each other's hands around the base of this tree. It was an old cottonwood tree. That thing was huge. I mean, huge. And then there's an old oak down in the cemetery. Probably one of the biggest oak trees I've seen around here. It's huge. It's huge. There's a couple like them, but that one, there's like one in the middle of the graveyard. It's just huge. Plan tents and genealogy help with food, August, pastries. I love the bagpipes and I love pastries. The Scottish pastries are good stuff. Bagpipes, no matter who's playing them, I'll stop for bagpipes. My mom loved bagpipes too. In fact, about a week ago, they had a military burial down at the cemetery. Instead of playing taps, they played the bagpipes. And my dad came out and stood on the porch the whole time, tears just running down his eyes. He was, oh, I'm not crying. I'm just got watery eyes. But yeah, something about bagpipes. Sounds like a good time. I have to come out to Maine, stop and check on good old Edna on the way, and then come up to Maine, hang out in Maine. I've always wanted to go to Maine. For some Maine and Vermont for some reason. I always wanted to go all the way to the tip. I want to actually. I was telling people earlier that I was thinking about. I've been looking at property. I almost moved right before, probably about 6 months before I started talking, and then ran into you folks. Well, and some of you folks I've known already, but before I really got to know Gemma, I was actually looking at places in Alaska. I was looking at a place in Alaska, Anchorage, outside of Anchorage. And I was this close. And my mom and a couple people talked me out of it. I still wish I would have gone. Now I'm looking at places in Japan. Yard sale and working this weekend. Dad loved the bagpipes. Mom hated them. Now both my parents love them. I studied bagpipes for 7 years. Oh, did you really? Can you play? I don't know if I could play. But that's definitely a... There's Andrew. He's been hiding around the background, fiddling around. But yeah, I love bagpipes. If you studied bagpipes, man, do you have bagpipes? Uso. See, it's 11 o'clock. Everybody's coming now. Everybody's running in here. Hello, Uso. How you doing, good sir? I wouldn't admit to wanting to go to the tip. What? I wouldn't admit wanting to go to the tip. I got lost there, but now I know. Yeah. How you doing, Uso? Everybody roaming around. As I say, usually people start roaming around in about 11. And I gotta remember to send her an email, Al's email. She was very nice about sending me those links. I need to get a hold of her. Her boyfriend's a real nice guy too. She's very sweet. All you folks are so special. So what's up, everybody? Everybody's starting to roam around now. I notice my counter's getting up and down again. Just make sure you hit that like, please. Maine. Ha 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 ha. Maine, Maine, Maine. Up to the tube. Oops. Hold on. My lips are getting dry, believe it or not. So how you doing, Uso? So Vixen's got a good weekend. Man, actually that's fun. I wouldn't mind going to a restaurant. Maybe I can get one of the grandkids to go with me to one here soon. Get out of the house for a while. I would have to take. I'm trying to get Pop used to using a walker and a wheelchair when he's going to be out and about. Legs are getting a little rough on him. Bless his heart. I'm cool. Been around. I've avoided certain things and people so I don't come like I usually do. Oh, I know, Uso. I understand. I'm very aware, as you might know. Or should know. I am very aware. I know. Nope, don't have either of my sets. Haven't had a place to play them anyway. I can imagine you playing them in the house and everybody freaking out around you. Or there you could have when you were driving around camping and stuff in your trailer. That'd have kept them away. Anybody who plays bagpipes is worth leaving alone. You see, apparently, I had a relative that played. But see, I know I had relatives. My great grandpa Griffey, apparently played bluegrass. He had a bunch of instruments, tons of instruments. In fact, the whole side of that family played bluegrass. We're all from the Appalachian Mountains. And apparently he played with Ernest Tubbs and all these guys, hung out with them in the day when he was younger. I don't know how true all that is, but my brother Tim's got most of his instruments, except for a mandolin that we don't know where it disappeared to, but it was worth apparently quite a chunk of money, and it just poofed. It was gone. Well, seriously, they were a weapon of war. Yeah, they were. Yes, they were. Nope, didn't. Just making sure. Yeah, I know. So I don't know if they're still here or not. I have so many people that kind of hang out in the background. I'm down to 3, so must be Andrew. Well, I know I'm one of them, so it's Vixen and probably me and you. So 4. But I hope everybody's having a good week so far. I hope you're having a good week. Did you have a good birthday, Uso? I meant to ask you that. I've been so busy. Hope you had a good birthday the other day, a couple days ago. Was it Sunday or Monday? So a happy belated again birthday for you. I have to give birthdays on everybody here that comes in my stream so I know I can yell a happy birthday to them. I know some of you don't do Facebook. My internet's flipping. Am I streaming okay? Let me look at myself. It seems to be doing okay. I'm watching my signal on my StreamYard. StreamYard, man. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes I felt bad for Gemma last week. Now, the first time I switched the screen on her was an accident. The second time, I didn't touch anything. So I don't know anything I know of. I don't know why it flipped like it did the last time. Sometimes I don't pay attention. I have my buttons, certain buttons set up a certain way on my keypad, and sometimes I forget. The certain ones also do other things on the screen for the StreamYard, and I keep forgetting that. Oh, Michael J. How are you, sir? Thunder and lightning and all that good stuff. How are you, sir? I hope you are well. Long time no speak. Even been a while. I hope you're good, sir. Hope you're taking care of yourself and feeling a little better. I know you've been through some stuff too, so you are in my brains. I do think a lot of everybody, like I said, everybody's pretty much on a list, on one list or another for me. It's all good. Prayer list, basically. It was the 14th. It was Monday. Okay. So happy birthday. Good to see you, Mr. Thunder and Lightning. Smacking that hammer around still. I hope you're good, sir. Good to see you. It was amazing to see Mike Robertson here. I've actually seen him popping up on Facebook. It's good to see him again. I like Mike. Mike Roberts is a good guy. 1 second. Sorry about that, folks. I have to delete. I can't be like some people. I have to. I don't want to blow your eardrums out. I cough hard. I'm talking a little more usual than tonight. And I've been talking all that evening. Then when I got done at the yard, I went and did some small errands with Pop. Come home and I've been on the phone, on and off the phone, and cleaning house and doing easy dinner tonight. I was on the phone just before I got on stream too, but that was a fluke, but I had to talk to him. I'm good. I need to get surgery on my leg. Oh, that sucks, Mike. My cousin down in Chillicothe, my dad's sister's daughter, her husband fell off a ladder and messed his leg up, and he's had nothing but problems. He caught an infection. They were worried about him for a while, and almost like somebody else that's in this room that had a problem with their leg. So take care of that leg, Mike. That's why I haven't been around. Oh, you got to take care of yourself, man. It's all right. I understand when people are not around. We worry when we don't hear from you for a long time. We kind of put you in the back of our minds and hope that you're doing okay. We know people have lives outside of the internet. Even I know that. I know that just as well. So yeah, you're good, dude. You're all good. You just take care of yourself and get yourself healing and back to where you were. Yeah, because you don't want to have problems with that leg. The last few people I've known that had leg problems had serious leg problems. So make sure you take care of it. Take care of yourself in the process. You're just taking care of the wound and the issue. It's fine and dandy, but you need to take care of yourself too. So make sure you do that, sir, while you're healing. Not just the leg, but yourself. If you know what I'm getting at. My chat was frozen. Uso, I've had that problem a couple times in the past where I'm streaming, and especially during oracles, I'll be streaming. Then what I do is I stream. Usually I have my YouTube on another screen, but I've got everything. I moved stuff around, and when I lost my other computer, I went back down to one screen. But it's a big long screen, so I have YouTube and stuff. It was weird because either it would freeze, the YouTube would freeze, the chat would freeze, or it just completely go blank. And then it to reboot up again. It was weird. And it'll always be right in the middle of me typing. And it was like, what the heck? So it's YouTube's having its issues. Been trying to play. It's like earlier when I took a little break earlier. What I try to do is at night, if I'm not doing stuff, I sit and I try to catch up on the channels that I watch. At least get caught up to date with them. I'm going to be probably doing that tonight. I got a little bit of things to do after I'm done here. Do a couple things. I got to be done before I go to bed, which is not really going to bed. It's just pretty much sitting here and either reading or messing around. All doped up on painkillers. The hospital gave me the painkillers. Yeah, the painkillers are nice. Just don't get too happy with them. That's the problem. Sometimes some of these places give them to you way too much. Though I've noticed they've really cracked down on that. Now, see, I only do painkillers. I won't do them. They have to fight me to take them. And usually, like after surgery and stuff, I'll take them 3 days. I think the longest I took them was after they did the neck. They did the cervix. I took them for 5 days, only because it hurt so bad and it was causing me headaches. But as soon as I felt like I was okay, I got off. I learned a lesson a long time ago when they had me on painkillers. Pretty much the reason why life became a little crappy there for a bit. To start over. Falls can be scary. Yeah, they suck. Especially when you fall from a distance or fall on something or something falls on your legs. Nighthawk was on a little while ago and his was going black and I have to reopen it. Then it go black again. It didn't sound like some of the trouble I was having that night. I didn't know he was on earlier, but like I said, I came in, did some stuff. I was trying to get stuff done. Then the phone rang. Latro came in earlier and he was here telling dad jokes like he always does before stream. And I let him know I was going to be on a little bit because I was taking care of things. I was on the freaking phone. Just making sure. I'm trying to watch a couple things. I'm also kind of keeping an eye on the weather. It looks like we might get another little storm. I keep getting little blips. So we'll see. Actually, I think it will be just rain if it does. It's kind of fizzled out now. So, anything else happening that I should know about? I'm just trying to make conversation. I'm kind of running out of conversation. I think next week I'm going to try to go back to starting off the show on a more of a paranormal story time. Though, like I said, I have a hard time telling my own stories, but I want to sit down and do a night where it's just my stories, my encounters, and I'm trying to work up to it because I'm so worried about talking. I know there are times people can't understand me, and I know there's times I stutter and I can't get it out. So I'm trying to get myself worked up to where, at least if I make mistakes, I know you guys will be cool with it. Talking and stuff. I can get rambling like Gemma does. Sorry about that. I don't know why is that popped up. I was on 11:43. About 20 minutes. I call it about midnight anyway. So if we make it that long, we're down to 6 people. And I appreciate everybody that's popped in and out tonight, even if you just kind of hung out and listened to me babble for a while and see what was going on in the chat. Appreciate it. I thank you much for that. Just please hit that like. That's all I ask. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead. Just be nice. Oh, and I'm doing shorts. Make sure you check out Gemma's shorts. She'll be back in the wing of things probably next week. Like I said, if you haven't seen her 10 o'clock premiere from last night, Listener Encounters, she did one at 10. She's doing them at 10 now on Tuesday nights, which is good because I think a lot more people can catch them. Even though people are streaming, they can at least go after streaming. They miss the live chat, but at least they have something to watch. And it's still fresh. It was a good one. So I did put her email is in this is the description box. It's also here in the chat. If you ever go back and scroll back, it's back a while ways. If you rewatch, send your encounters to Gem. I want some more listener encounters. See, those are one of my favorites. I like to see her do those like every couple weeks. I'm gonna send her some more in because I'm gonna try to send her in some good ones. She does tell them so much better. But I'm gonna try to do it too a little bit more. I try to make this more chit chat since we do Gemma's replay. I don't know should I still keep calling it spooky time? Just call it spooky time chit chat. That's basically all this ever is. It's just us hanging out. I've been trying to get video of the ghosts moving on my door, but won't do it when I have to. Here's the thing, Uso. When it comes to things like that, it happens on its own pace. Some people really still think that these paranormal guys and these shows and videos go in one day and something happens. No, sometimes they have to go back 3 or 4 times. Sometimes they have to go back 5, 6 times. Things don't always happen when you want them to happen. And you got to watch calling that stuff out because then that's where you get attachments. So the best bet is just if you got a place to put a camera and just set it down and let it run. Because the more you want it to happen, the less it's probably going to happen. And then when it does happen, it may not be what you want. So just be careful. And your best bet is just to find a camera to put somewhere. If you're watching a door, put it in that area because that's only a step to what they do. But it's like the joke is, now if you can open cabinet doors and refrigerators, you can start mopping the floor. So, but yeah, usually if you want it to happen and you're going to stand there and wait, it's probably not going to happen. Now there you get lucky with some of these videos where people get lucky, but a lot of times you'll find out they didn't whip out that camera until it started. So they weren't even expecting it. So if you got a camera you can put on the door or on the area you're watching, that'd be your best bet. And just forget about it. Let it go for like 2 or 3 days or 24 hours and check it every 24 hours. That's the best way to do it. All these people are calling out and talking to the deceased and thinking that everything's a soul. I got news for you. Not everything that's coming to you when you call it out or who or what they say they are is to the one that's not. According to the Bible, that when we pass, we sleep until judgment. So, according to the Bible, you're not really speaking to any. You shouldn't be speaking to any souls. You should be. What you might be speaking to is not what you think it is. But that's just another theory and one of my beliefs. But I do believe that there is souls. But I also believe there is souls walking around. So I kind of contradict myself there. But yeah, you just got to be careful what you do. Yeah, they're big. A lot of people buy the Ring cameras just for that. You know that. Because of the weird stuff they catch. The new neighbors we have across the street behind me on my street, and I'm actually facing a different direction, but the neighbors that just moved in, they put a Ring camera in, and I want to ask them. I wouldn't say they're not friendly. They're just always go, go, go. But I've been wanting to say, have you ever checked your Ring door camera and seen anything? Now, we had people down the street got one, and they caught. We used to have a guy that worked for the cemetery. John, he lived in the cemetery. He's just an old man, been with the caretaker of the cemetery forever, and he was a drinker. And that, when he got off of work, he'd ride his bike up to the bar of Villanova, and he'd get drunk. And then about closing time, he'd come riding his bike back down or walking his bike. And she said she saw an old man walking his bike at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I said, that was John. He's, I know I've seen him wandering around down there. That was his home. He still takes care of that place. Well, Miss Cindy Lee, how are you doing, my dear? I just happened to look up and see your name. Hello to you too. I hope you're well, and I hope you're doing fine. Try to keep on your posts. You post a lot. You have a lot of relatives, don't you? I hope you are well, my dear. Good to see you. And Andrew disappeared again. Everybody's in and out, in and out. Uso is here. If you haven't met Uso. Mike J. He's still trying to get over his leg. Bless his heart. And if you're still listening, Mike, I'm glad you stopped in, man. I hope you are doing good. Just take care of that leg and take care of yourself. And it's good to see you. You're still around. Say hey. I know you're still here. Not. Get some rest, my good man. Ralph and Cassie. Ralph is a busy man. He's got a family, so that's why you don't see him as much. Got a lot going on. So are you getting into this crazy weather, Cindy? Are you still getting? Ooh. Went from one Ucky to another. Sorry about that, folks. I'm here. I know you're here, Uso. And I appreciate that. So you getting any of this crazy weather, Cindy? Miss Lee? I had another person, Mr. Hayward was in here earlier. He says Pennsylvania was getting sand. When I looked on the radar, you guys were getting good storms off and on and all down through that area. Kentucky actually and all that looked pretty bad. Not yet. They're supposed to get it all tomorrow. We're supposed to get our worst storm. They're saying we're supposed to get our worst storms tomorrow and Saturday. We'll see. Hello, Mr. Good Dragon. They didn't call me Ghost Dragon Lee. I feel like you're mad at me now. But then again, if you call me Ghost Dragon Lee, it might make me, then I'll think that you are mad at me. Like, Stephen Lee. Yeah, I'm good. And you're good too. That's good. Yeah, it's raining now. Yeah, I figured. I just looked, and it looked like quite a bit of Pennsylvania was getting something one way or another. You're fine. You're totally fine. I'm just picking. It was funny because when I was married and my ex found out that's how my mom yelled at me was Stephen Lee. Most parents call their kids, hey, Stephen Lee Davis, whatever. But it was always the way she said it. She overheard her yelling at me one day. I'm not going to get into detail. But after that, that's all I heard for a week. It was like, come on, leave me alone. So you good? Are you taking care of yourself? How you feeling, little lady? I know you've been going through some stuff too. So I hope you are well. I hope you're planning on a big Thanksgiving. I know it's early, but I was thinking about bringing the crew this time. I wouldn't make you cook all that food. You cook enough for an army as it is. So all those grandkids. Now, didn't you just have one or are getting ready to have another grandkid? You have a lot of grandkids. I wasn't that lucky. But that's fine. I have 6 of the greatest kids, grandkids, grandkids. I love them dearly. Every one of them. I don't think my son will probably never have kids. He's like my oldest brother. He don't mind playing with them, but when he's done with them, he's done. Okay, Uncle Giles is done now. Bye. Yeah, I know you got a big family. I did at one time. Now they're all gone. They're not like that way, but they're just so scattered everywhere. I haven't talked to a lot of my cousins. Well, I actually talked to one cousin, my dad's sister's funeral. That was it. Sorry, I'm itching. I think I got tagged by a mosquito earlier. I pushed my issues aside and helping my daughter with her issues. Yeah, I did the same thing there, sweetie. I know that story. And not just with my family, too. I do it with everyone. Though I did make it a point the last couple of days to kind of take a little time to myself while I was working. That's how I spend my time. That's my healing time, is when I'm busy. I have 9 last count. Wow. Cindy, how many you have total now? Grandkids? You said you had one on the way or is getting ready or just had another one? A son who has 6 kids and a granddaughter who has 3. So you have great grandkids too. Oh, you have a daughter. I thought you said granddaughter. I'm not ready for great grandkids yet. I'm not ready to be great grandpa. Yeah, not yet. And sometimes I look at the mirror and I'm like, I'm not ready to be a grandpa now. But I love my grandkids. They're each very independent and interesting individuals, and that's what I like about them. And they're easy to take. It's easy to remember 6 grandkids' names. I don't know how you. I have a friend I haven't seen in a couple of years, and he has, I think, 12 grandkids. And I'm like, but he had a couple kids. Um, uh, his one daughter, I think, has probably 5 kids, and then the rest are from his other 2. And 12 doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. He says at Christmas, I have a hard time remembering who's who. And I started laughing. Which kid are you and where do you go? Which one of the kids do you belong to? Which one of my kids do you belong to? Remember, I had to call daughter on birthday to beat girls as who insulted me. Oh, jeez. Now watch the language. That's all we ask. You didn't say anything bad. Just Gemma's real busy about that. I know why, but don't worry about it. I don't even know why I brought it up. I cussed too. So, uh, yeah, I have now my daughters have the grandkids. Of course, John's like I said, I don't think he'll have kids. I mean, he's 32 now. If he has a kid now, I'll be surprised, but I doubt it. And my oldest brother doesn't have kids, so I don't have. The only nieces and nephews I have, is my second oldest brother married a woman that had 2 kids, and then they had a son. So I have him as an actual niece, not by law, but by blood. And then my little brother, his kids, but I haven't seen them other than after he passed. I didn't see him, but I talked to him on the phone, all but Shane. I got pictures. There you go. The pictures are what count. So my power went out for a few. I had to wait. I don't know, Cindy. Did you hear? We lost power. We got hit by a big one Saturday. About 2 or 3 o'clock, lost power until about 10:45. When the power came back on, I couldn't do Gemma's replays because we had no internet and cable. But we had power all day Sunday. Then the power went. We still had no internet and cable. They told us we'd be lucky if we'd have internet or cable by Monday or Tuesday. Where the power went out again Sunday night at 9 o'clock and came on about the same time it did Saturday night, which was about 10:45, 11 o'clock. And when it came on, everything came on. The internet, the cable. I thought my son was going to dance. He was so happy to get back on the PlayStation and play games, to get back on Call of Duty. But yeah, just watch some of those storms. I'm telling you, some of those storms are not only carrying a lot of water, and I mean a lot of moisture, a lot of water hitting the ground, but some of these winds and these storms, it's not as much as lightning and the thunder, as much as the thunder and lightning. It's the winds and the water that's coming, the moisture that's coming out of these storms. Just tons of it. And the wind, I mean, when they told me they clocked 65, 70 mile an hour winds when they came through here Saturday, in just my area, I was shocked. I think that's some of the highest winds we ever seen here. So yes, be aware, be prepared, as they always say. Hopefully, don't go back out on you again. Because I was looking at the radar earlier, and on here, and you guys had 2 good juicy storms coming through Pennsylvania at the moment. One heading right over to where Gemma's staying in Jersey for vacation down there in Wildwood. Was a big one heading right for them. But it looked like by the time it got to them, it was going to probably be nothing but rain. I have 17 grandkids and 2 on the way. I knew you said you had 1. I thought you said you had 1, but it's 2. So, gee, why don't you get one of them going again so you can make it an even 20 and call it a day? But then again, apparently I have a big family too. Now, I don't know how close, I'm talking about, just family in general, just scattered still along the Appalachian Mountains that I've never met. Aunts and uncles and cousins. See how much my dad, I know it's not on mom's side now, it's from my dad's side. He's the only one left now out of 9 kids. So, I just haven't met all their families. He's got sisters that I've never met. It was just him and one other brother, his older brother. Yeah, I think he was the oldest brother. I always get confused. It was just him and one brother, and the rest were sisters. And there was like 6 sisters, 7 sisters I never met. They weren't even, and the ones that were alive passed not much after I was brought into the world. Probably when I was young. 23 grandkids. They are all 5 and under. That's impressive when they're all still little ones too. That's even crazier too when they all come to your house and you get all these little. Gemma need to visit the Ripley, Believe It or Not Museum in Wildwood. I've been there when I lived. I know she's probably been there. I can almost probably guarantee it. I don't know if she has. She loves Wildwood. In fact, she sent me a shirt last time they were there with her mom, and I still wear it. It wouldn't surprise me if she hadn't been there. I wouldn't mind going there. There's a couple places I want to go visit. It's pretty sad I've been around Gettysburg, but I've never really been around Gettysburg. I've been by it, around it, gone through, but I've never been there. There's a couple places, land places I want to go, landmark places. And you guys heard about the Grand Canyon there on the, what they say, the western part of it is burning. It's on the boardwalk. Oh, I'm sure because they were on the boardwalk last night there, dude. There was some pictures she posted that on the boardwalk. Yeah, she loves the boardwalk. In fact, it's one of her favorite places to go when she's there, except for hanging out on the beach. From what she says. I'm just glad they went. She needed to get away. Yeah, Mike J was in here. He was in here. Yeah, he was here. He's still dealing with his leg. I don't know if you heard. He hurt his leg really bad. And he's got to have surgery on it. Forest fires are all over the media. Yeah, they're getting big. It's that time of year again, too, Vixen. So, yeah, I'm going to take these off. My baggy eyes are going to show, but my eyes are getting tired. Yeah, I have a funny feeling this is going to be another summer of fires. And it's not all going to be man-made. Well, I don't know. Some of these forest fires, like, I have questions, but well, there's Al. I'm going on 2 hours. I'm over my limit already, woman. How you doing? I have a I'm going to send you an email thanking you. I was trying to get to. It's been crazy. He had appointments and I had things I had to get done. But I appreciate you very much for sending me that link to his channel. I've been checking it out. I like it. Thank you very much. And I'll return the favor as soon as I can sit down. I'll probably do it tonight or tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot to do. If it rains tomorrow, I'll be working inside, so I'll probably just try to catch up on my emails and stuff. Usually, his Edna would laugh and tell you, "Yeah, it's typical," but I don't. Never. Sure, all good. I appreciate you sending that to me, though. Very nice of you. Yeah, I was going to come in and check out the paranormal portal. I got too busy. Every time and then when I come in here and sit down, the phone would ring. So it was like, oh my gosh. I want to do that. Come in while you're there so I can pick on you and everybody else. Actually, I don't say a whole lot. A lot of times I sit in the background and just watch. Find my dark little corner and sit in my corner. Watch the streams. So are you having a good week so far, little lady? I'm asking everybody. That's what I do. Vixen's going to a Renaissance fair and a Scottish festival this weekend. I think we're going to all hook up with her and go with her. And Usa's going to come too. I was mostly listening today because I got it. Oh man, what a bummer. I hate migraines. I don't get them like I used to, but when I get them, I used to get them really bad. And, those ones you get when I was younger. I stopped getting them probably in my 20s. But man, I'm sure you know the feeling anyway. It hurts so bad. All you want to do is hide in the darkness and just don't let anybody talk to you. You don't want any light. Everything hurts. And then there's those migraines that just kind of drag all day long. You're okay if you're moving around, but it's still like, just go away. So I know. Just hang in there. I got a hammer and some duct tape. We can fix that for you. Little brain surgery. Get nauseous? Yes, I used to get real sick and get dry heaves. Really bad. I'm glad I don't get those anymore. It's been a long time. So now when I get them, it feels more like a sinus migraine. Those are the ones I hate now. It's all in the front of your face. And I literally have to go hide in the dark. And those only happen, those usually happen around the time because our allergy related. So, like when the cotton trees start to shed, I'll get one and it will last like 3 days. And once it kind of passes, I'm good. And then I'll get it again in the fall. And I always get one again, really good one around the fall. Been having ocular migraines, no pain, but eyesight is pixelated. I've had that off and on. That's kind of why I took off my glasses. My eyeballs were getting tired. Everybody was the screen was even blurrier than it was now, and it's not really that blurry. I took them off. I still getting them. I've been wearing them pretty solid, but every so often I feel like I'm swimming because my eyes sometimes don't want to adjust to the bifocal part like they should. I would get this from taking a sinus medication that was prescribed to me a long time ago. Oh, you'd get them from the actual medicine? Oh, man, there's nothing worse than medicine that costs. I had a Tourette's medicine when I first really started realizing that's what I had. And it was kind of like they used it for Parkinson's. And that stuff, man, it made me feel gross. And it gave me a headache on the side of my head. It was always one of the weirdest headaches I'd get, where it felt like somebody was just pushing my head and it hurt and it just like it was awful. I stopped taking it within a week. Oof. Yeah, those sinus migraines. That's another. Yeah, it's usually the worst one is when the cottonwood comes down. They cut it down, but there in my old when I was married, I lived in a house that had a huge cottonwood tree, another really old cottonwood tree. And when this, it was just like this tree that used to be across the street. When it was done shedding, it literally looked like it snowed. There would this much on the ground, and that was what it was. And every year, man, just right there. Oh, I knew my mom felt bad for me because I couldn't go outside. If Dad or somebody went out there and cut the grass, I'd stay inside. My face would get beet red. I'd literally hide in the dark. She actually bought me like a black blanket so I could hide underneath it because my eyes would hurt, my head would hurt so bad, and I rock. That didn't help it because as soon as I thought I wasn't going to rock, I'd doze. She'd finally give me something to get me to go to sleep, and I'd wake up rocking, and that would make my head hurt more. So yeah, sinus migraines suck, but they're not as bad as an actual migraine. I had a buddy that had really bad migraines to the point where they had to give him medicine. He actually took daily medicine because they'd get so bad. His face would swell up. I've never had ocular migraines. I've heard of them. That's where your migraines around the eyes. It doesn't hurt. In your case, you said it didn't hurt. It just made your eyes look like they're pixelated. I've heard of that. Trying to see what else is going on. What else is going on? Nobody else is talking. I'm running through the screen here. What time is it? I'm going to take it about 12:30, and I'm going to call it just so folks know. I'm going to take it to midnight. But I always try to let people come in, give time people come in, say hi. It's hard to believe I've been going for 2 hours. The one night we went for 3 hours. Now I will be here Saturday. I wasn't here. I don't know if you knew Al, but I wasn't here Saturday. If you probably looked, see it and said it was you. Well, first of all, I kind of stream. My streaming is kind of messed up because of me. But I try to stream. But if I'm usually not on, it's usually because either I'm having issues. We lost power and we didn't get it back until basically Sunday. So I had no internet for the whole time and I couldn't stream or nothing. It sucked. We got hit by a biggie storm, big time. but not as bad as some other people. We were very lucky compared to a lot of people. Yeah, I see those occasionally. See a little squiggly pixels happen a couple times. I drink water and help it. Yeah, that's also caused by dehydration and stuff. Yeah, yeah, I saw that post. Yeah, I was. Oh, you on Facebook? You? I didn't know you did Facebook. Yeah, that's right. We talked about that. If you see the post and you want to be able to message me, say something to me in a post, and I'll go over and friend you. Or did we do that already? Oh, on here on YouTube. Did I post it on YouTube? Probably did. Somebody did. Oh, I think Gemma did. Yeah, I think Gemma said she was going to because she felt bad. They were worried about Pop. Saturday night, man, that poor man, it got so hot in here because the humidity and everything was so bad, no power. I was worried about him. He was looking white as a ghost, getting shaky. We finally had to we had to drive out of the city limits to get food because nobody was open. We didn't want to open the refrigerator. We were having trouble getting the generator started. So we didn't want to open anything up. So we went and grabbed food. You couldn't cook anything. We have electric. We don't gas stove. I wish we had a gas stove or I would have cooked. But then it would have made the house even hotter. Okay, I thought she did. I hadn't. Sometimes I don't make it over to her post or a community page. And I need to start making a point to do that because she said she was going to do it. I just didn't know if she did it on Facebook or on YouTube. Bless her heart. She'll see this. Thank you, Gemma, for doing that. I did think her that night. I think she said she was going to do it. There was a crazy 24 hours, but like I said, it's like me and Dad were talking. What happened here was nothing compared to what's happened down south. We're lucky compared to those people. We were able to get, taken care of right away. Well, as soon as we could. But yeah, I'll be here Saturday. I'm not going to rush off Saturday either. I plan on coming on 11 and just staying until I get bored. I made it a point to make sure that everything I had to do, I could do Sunday afternoon if it's not raining. And if it's raining, I can work inside. That's probably what I plan on doing tomorrow. So you'll probably get an email from me. I got to send an email. I'm going to send an email to a couple of the people and check to see how they're doing. It's also, yeah, actually, my son was going a little nuts Saturday night without the internet because he plays games and I do too. But I'm not. I do a lot of stuff on the internet, a lot of research. But it was nice. I think he even realized by about when we even got the power back on Saturday night and realized we didn't have a cable or internet. He was a little frustrated at first, and then we all just kind of relaxed. We were more worried about Pop and making sure he was comfortable. Now Sunday, it upset me because our power went back out again Sunday night. It was like, oh, come on, we had power on all day long. I don't want to. At least it happened at night and it was cooler. So that made it a little easier. But then it came back on like it did Saturday night about 10:45. And when it came on this time, we had internet and everything. I could hear him. It's like I said a couple of times. You could hear him upstairs. I could play and get back on the game now. But yeah, I don't mind. I actually, a lot of times, I don't even get on during the day. I'll get on and check the weather. I get on in the morning and do some paperwork that I do and take care of things. And then I'm off working. I'll come back in the room, usually about 2 or 3 o'clock if I don't eat lunch. And Gemma will text me and we'll get on and play a little bit of Fortnite for about an hour or so. Then back to merry work again, making dinner and stuff. 1 second, folks. So I don't mind unplugging. I'm from a generation that we still had to dial at one point. So, and we had dial up. So unplugging is not a problem for me. A lot of times when I'm at home, my phone is right here. And if I'm going to be far away from it, I turn it up all the way. If I'm going to go outside, I take it out and put it in the garage so I can hear it. I drop stuff, so I don't fall, but my hand sometimes has its issues. So I don't like dragging it everywhere with me. I was a teenager through the dial-up times. Nothing like dial-up Wi-Fi. It's all right. A friend of my son's came over one time, and my mom and dad still had the rotary phone in the kitchen. He's looking at is this a telephone? I go, yeah. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, that's a telephone. Does it work? I said, yeah. Now dad regrets taking that line out because, power goes out. Believe it or not, your telephone line will still work. Just nobody has telephones anymore. Everybody has a mobile phone. But you can still call those numbers, so on my telephone. That was his next question. Could you call a mobile phone from that phone? I said, yeah, should be able to. I would think, right? But yeah, dial up. I hated dial up. It took forever. And then you got yelled at because you were taking too long on the internet and your mom wanted to use the phone or the missus wanted to use the phone. Or your brothers wanted the phone. I want a phone. I need to use the phone. I want to call my girlfriend. Get off the internet. You can have a barbecue if power goes out. Yeah. Problem was I didn't have nothing to barbecue. Well, I would have because I have 2 grills out back. But I hadn't gone to the store yet, and I was afraid to go store and run out because I didn't know how much power we could about, and we were having trouble getting the generator started. So, but we got it working now, so that won't happen again. Sorry, my leg itches. I got tagged by a mosquito. Number is a number. Is a number. Yeah, because I would have cooked out at least Saturday. Sunday night, I'm just glad it didn't go out until like 9 o'clock because it was dark out already. Starting to cool off a little bit. The humidity wasn't bad, so he was a little more comfortable. Though the old man was going nuts because we didn't have cable. But he has an antenna in his room. So he knows he can go in his room and still watch all of his cowboy movies and stuff because, antenna TV still broadcasts a lot of those old movies and stuff. So he was the only one that could watch TV when we got the power on. Though I have games that I have my PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 out in the living room. So I really didn't need a internet. I went out there I think I did a little bit Sunday morning, went up there and played a little bit of PlayStation 1. I played some Jersey Devil. And then on the PlayStation 2, I played Paper Chase. No, and some old Street Fighter. So that's why I kept those systems. On your PS3, 4, and 5, a lot of those games are nice because you get complete games, but you don't get a complete game. So even if you lose your power on your PS5, yeah, you can still play games to a certain point. That's why it's important to have hard copies, not to have digital. At least with a hard copy, you can play while the internet's out. Man, he got me good. Right on the back of the leg. I still itch around the hornet sting too, which really sucks. It's got a nice little knot there now. It doesn't hurt anymore, man. That lasted like 3 days. And I still have them back there. I tried to foam them out with hornet. I don't like killing bees. I don't like killing hornets. But they're not in a good spot. Dad roams around the shed a lot. And God forbid that 92-year-old man gets stung a couple times. I don't know what kind of reaction he's going to have. Ugh. Yeah, usually 8K is our Saturday night comes in with, and he's always barbecuing. What time we got? 12:24. Okay, sounds good. We'll take it about 12:30. I'm going to call it. Okay, folks. That's right. Wait. Weird. No, I forgot. I kept thinking I started at 11. I started at 10. What time we got? We got 5 in here. I'm going to go ahead and call it, folks, and say my good nights. And I will be here Saturday at 11. So I will be here. Anybody has any suggestions for what kind of Gemma replays you want me to play, just either put it in Facebook, let me know in Facebook, or leave a comment here. I'm not sure. Gemma's coming home tomorrow, but I don't know what time. So I'm not sure if she's doing oracles Friday night. She is on vacation. She will let us know within the next 24 hours. So we'll know by Friday. Once she gets settled in, calm down. I think there was some conflict on Friday going on, so about what's going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. You heard yeah, they had a big one. Are they still feeling the aftershocks? But anyways, folks, have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful Thursday. Hope to see you Friday. If I don't see you Friday night, I will definitely see you folks Saturday, who all shows up. Please come and join me. A couple of Gemma's videos and relax and just kind of chill out like we do tonight. I was going to make more of this Wednesday, like I keep talking and talking about making this more about paranormal stuff. But I like to chit chat. We do the paranormal stuff when we do Gemma's replays. So I think I'm just going to call this Spooky Time Chit Chat from now on. And then eventually I'll work my way back to my 11 and 12 o'clock shows. Now that I'm starting to feel a little better, a little bit more frisky. Because I tried to stop them. They wanted me to stop early, and it was hard about starting early and then relaxing a little sooner, even though I don't sleep, maybe a couple hours a night if I'm not lucky. And a lot of that is not until morning. A lot of my sleeping hours are anywhere between 5 and 10 in the morning. So if I sleep. But everybody, yeah, I bet they are. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday, and hopefully I'll see you guys Friday. If not, I'll see you Saturday night. And much love all to you. Please have a wonderful night. I'm going to say that 6 times before I log off. A couple of people like to make fun of me because I take forever to log off. Hey, I care. And then I feel bad for the people that came in because, Al just got here and now I'm booking on. But everybody get some rest because I know they're also a couple hours behind me too. An hour, 2 or 3 behind me. So everybody have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys hopefully Friday or Saturday. If not, you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys on the flip side, okay? Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, and some of you guys will be getting emails from me probably within the next 24 hours. I have it all written down on my list here on my clipboard. You got to do these things, and so I'm going to get them done. Much love. Take care of each other, and take care of yourselves.